Good afternoon. I am Lacy Rice Jr. of the Greater Hardin County Women's Network, welcoming you to the 2022 Hardin County Political Candidates Forum Series, co-sponsored by the Greater Hardin County Women's Network and the Hardin County branch of the NAACP. Today, our candidates are running for Elizabethtown City Council. Joining us are Miss Sherilyn Smith and Miss Cindy Walker. Tonight's format will be a 2-minute opening statement, followed by 6 questions. The candidates will have 1 minute to answer each question, and to conclude, each candidate has 1 minute to summarize. Today's timekeeper is Miss Lenora Young, representing the Hardin County branch of the NAACP. Our candidates were pre-chosen as far as order. Therefore, Ms. Walker, we ask for your 2-minute opening statement.
Hello, my name is Cindy Walker. I am currently on the City Council. I am running for my 5th term. I have been a small business owner. So part of my background is I was a small business owner for 25 years. I had an insurance agency, so I know the importance of budgeting, working with financing, working with employees, and in the city, obviously, we have about 350. So there's a lot of interaction with those employees, and it's important that they realize that they're as important to helping the city succeed as the city council is and as the mayor. I think in my 4-year term, we've accomplished a lot. We have put in a pool. We've got the sports park running on its own that brings tons and tons of visitors to the community, starting in March, and will run all the way through the end of October. So again, it's helping all of the businesses within the city. At the same time, with the landing of Blue Oval in Elizabethtown, I think it's very important that there is current leadership that understands what is about to happen to our community. It is going to be, for lack of better words, busting at the seams. You know, right now, housing is a problem. Affordable housing is a problem. Getting employees to come to work, or finding employees who want to work, is a big issue within the community. So I think all of these things are important for a candidate to understand going into this new election year. And again, I am asking for everyone's support, those who have supported me in the past and those who maybe have not, or have wondered and haven't had a chance to see me or meet me or attend a council meeting. And that's one other thing I would like to point out. Council meetings are for the public. Come to the meetings and give your opinion on what is going on in this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Ms. Smith, your 2-minute opening statement.
Yes, my name is Sherilyn Smith. I am a new candidate for City Council of Elizabethtown. I am not a native resident, but I transported here from military 18 years ago. Could have left the city like everyone else, but I fell in love with the city. I work with the military. My primary jobs that I had there and what I'm doing now, I was drug and alcohol. I ran budget for 6 years for a unit that left in the BRAC, and now I work in IT and analytics. Reasoning for me to run for city council, I see a love and a gravity, you have to excuse me, I'm so sorry, and a gravity for change into the city. And what I mean by change in the city, aiding more to people who cannot get to work. I believe in second chances. Working with transportation, which I've been working with transportation since last year. We used to have TAC take people, but now they're only responsible for taking people to appointments and not to Walmart and other places. So as Ms. Walker had stated, employees are very needed in our area, which is one of the reasons why TAC has cut most of their transportation within our in our city. Within, I can't even get it out, I'm so sorry. With employees, I'm going back to that. With employees in our city, everybody can get a job. Everyone can get a job, and in order to sustain the job, they have to have transportation and they have to have good, clean records, in which we are having those issues in our city. And I've been working with that since I've been here in Kentucky, and hard within the last 5 years.
All right, thank you, Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith, please describe Elizabethtown.
Excuse me, what did you say? Describe what?
I asked Ms. Smith to please describe Elizabethtown.
Oh, okay.
I look at Elizabethtown as a forgotten gem, and not for the fact of it's a underdeserving city. It's a city that has pockets that are forgotten. There's areas and people that get left behind. Elizabethtown is a beautiful city to me. I consider Elizabethtown, I'm originally from New Orleans. I consider Elizabethtown, this is my home. Hardin County is my home. It's a beautiful place. The structure of it is becoming wonderful with the growth and everything that is going on within the city, but we just have to catch everybody else up. So Elizabethtown, I mean, to me, is a forgotten gem because it's not polished all the way out.
Thank you. Ms. Walker, same question. Describe your city.
Well, I'm not a native of Elizabethtown. I actually grew up in Bardstown, Kentucky, and moved here when my husband got out of the military and went to work civil service. I have seen tremendous changes in the community since I've been here. I think should be very proud of what we are. We're centrally located. We're the heartland, actually. We have wonderful parks and trails for people to visit, and we have visitors on them all the time. The sports park brings them in. We have restaurants. We are continuing to grow and grow quickly. I couldn't be more prouder. It's a place where people should want to live, work, and play, and that's how we kind of advertise it currently. Bardstown helps as well. You know, we've got some things that are getting ready to happen in Elizabethtown. I think that will put us on the map with the Bourbon Trail, which obviously brings in tourists, and tourists are a main asset to a community. I agree with Mrs. Smith. There are certain areas that need to be addressed. South end of Elizabethtown needs a lot of work on it. We got to work on the mall that is going downhill quickly. But all in all, I think it's a wonderful place for a family to live, work, and play.
Thank you. Ms. Walker, what is the most important issue facing the city?
Well, I think right now, to me, the most important issue that we need to look at is infrastructure. With the construction that is getting ready to go on and what they call high density, meaning a lot of apartment buildings are going to create rooftops, they're going to create blacktop. And we have to worry about stormwater. Stormwater is a big issue in Elizabethtown, and weather is changing. And when we get rain, we get a lot of rain, and nobody wants their homes to be flooded, their basements to be flooded, their yards to be flooded. But the more that we do in new construction, the more this needs to be addressed. And currently, we are working on a comprehensive plan for the stormwater system to get a handle, because we have to get ahead of it before this new Blue Oval factory opens and we see even a more influx of construction within the community. So to me, stormwater is number one.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, what is the most important issue facing the city?
The most important issue that's facing the city, one is transportation. I'm going to stick with transportation. Our budget as well. I study over that budget for the past few years. The most important is transportation and employment. That's what I see as being a citizen and someone who lives within the city itself. And also, like Ms. Walker said, the stormwater. And I am part of that stormwater plan. I live in a zone that is flooded. And so I understand that I have to, I'm going to have to change something of mine personally so I can save 10 other homes in a subdivision because our stormwater, we have a little issue.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, what are some opportunities for growth in the city?
The opportunities for growth is employment. And the next opportunity from off of that, I guess I'm not drawing a blank, but employment is the biggest opportunity. And that is for all the citizens. You have to show them how to get to that employment, and you have to walk and hold their hand. I know we're not supposed to hold everybody's hands, but it's going to be an opportunity for everyone within our city, especially with Blue Oval coming. Housing, we need affordable housing, but what is affordable housing? People think affordable housing is Section 8, and it's not Section 8. It's somebody that's making $45,000 a year and able to afford something that's $180,000 if we can build those homes instead of building more of $500,000 and $700,000 homes to make it affordable.
Thank you. Ms. Walker, what are some opportunities for growth in the city?
Well, currently, I think we have tons of growth going on right now. I do agree from an employment standpoint, there are jobs out there, as Mrs. Smith pointed out. There are tons of jobs out there. We have several industries that are looking for employees every single day. I think a big problem is the bigger factories all do drug testing. And a lot of people don't pass those. I think we have a crisis on our hand when it comes to substance abuse in the community. So I think we've got to get a handle on that because growth is here. It is already here, and it's going to continue. Jobs are going to continue to be available. Housing is going to continue to be available. And we're going to have an influx of people coming into our community. So I think growth is here. We just got to get a handle on how we're going to sustain it.
Thank you. Ms. Walker, what are your ideas for economic development?
Well, economic development, I think right now is here. Blue Oval will not just be the only industry that comes when it gets finished in Glendale. There will be all kinds of businesses that will follow, just like the new aluminum plant that we just announced out in the Industrial Foundation. They are making parts that will be used by Blue Oval once the facility is up and running. So there'll be lots and lots of impact from other businesses, residual businesses that will come to Elizabethtown, to Hardin County. Doesn't necessarily mean just Elizabethtown, but to Hardin County, that will continue with the growth and the economic development within the city.
Thank you.
And county.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, what are your ideas for economic development?
Well, my ideas for economic development is more, since I am a small business owner, I want to see more support within our small businesses in town. Small businesses are popping up all over in the square, outside of the square, and there's no support. They have a little support, but they have a little bit of none. The restaurants that we just put up, my idea is just to steady keep pouring into Elizabethtown, showing everybody how to grow in our city. Yes, we are putting up big name places, but our city is made up from our locals. not from big industries coming in. It's made up our local people who are trying to make $5,000 to $10,000 within that week. So building and showing more love into our community, showing everybody that this establishment is here instead of going to Bardstown or Louisville.
Thank
Can I
you.
make a comment on that?
Well, actually, your time's up, Ms. Walker.
Okay. No, I like what you said. I just had one thing to add to it.
Okay. Well, we do need to go on to our next question.
Okay.
So Ms. Smith, how can services for youth be improved?
Oh, we need more places like Wesley Hilltop that do things for the youth. I went up there this summer seeing the miraculous things that they were doing for the youth out of their own dime, taking them places. We need a youth center, an actual youth center. And I know this has been on the plate before several years ago with the YMCA and no directors coming to the forefront. But this area actually needs more than bouncy houses and sky jumps and stuff like that. We need the children actually need somewhere where they can learn and grow. I'm a product of a YMCA. I am a YMCA child. I am a Girl Scout. I firmly believe in setting up something for our youth, in which we don't have. I mean, you can only do so much with basketball and football, but where they're actually being developed as the products of our society.
Thank you. Ms. Walker, how can services for youth be improved?
Well, I would echo what Mrs. Smith said. Wesley Hilltop has been a jewel in our community for a long time. And I do agree that we do need to define and do a lot more for the youth. I will point out, though, that our Parks and Recreation Department has grown exponentially over the years. And this past 2 years, I guess it's been the past 2 years, we have held summer camps out to Freeman Lake. And the minute we announce them, they are full. So then we have to add to them, and we continue to add to them, and we want to continue to grow that because it is important, especially for the kids in the summer when they're out of school and maybe mom and dads are working. They need to have something to do. So I think we need to continue and expand on our Parks and Recs program here in Elizabethtown.
Thank you. Ms. Walker, describe how you will work with other candidates and the mayor to improve your city if elected, or if re-elected in your case.
Okay. Well, I would have to say over my 4 terms that I have gotten along with every one of the city council members and the mayor. I am outspoken. If I don't agree with something, I don't have to agree. If Cheryl gets on the council, she and I don't have to agree. She has an opinion, I have an opinion, and we take it from there, but we work around it. We will all fail if we don't get along. We have a great mayor right now. He's a forward thinker. And my current council members I love. I don't know Mrs. Smith, and some of the candidates that are coming on I do not know, but it doesn't mean that if I am reelected that I can't work with them. I am a very open person and friendly. I like everybody and I like what I'm doing, and I think the only way we can succeed as a city is that we work together.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, describe how you would work with the other candidates and the mayor to improve your city if elected.
Well, how would I work with them would be conversation, open conversation. Transparency is one. You can't get to anything if you don't bring forth anything. So if something is brought forth, especially by the citizens of Elizabethtown, it goes to an open forum to the mayor and the rest of the council. What was the rest? I'm so sorry. It was a two-part on that question.
Well, it's just how you would work with the other candidates and the mayor to improve the city.
Right. So I mean, just basically just what I said. Um, it's open communication, it's being transparent, and it's understanding what you have in the forefront um, that's going on within the city. Um, I mean, I don't know. I work with the government, I work with a two-star general. I know how to get along with any and everybody depending on um, what's going on.
All right, thank you. Now's the time that we come for the summary. And I would like to take privilege at this particular time. Ms. Young, can you reset your timer to 2 minutes? I do understand that we only have two of the several candidates who had initially said that they would participate. Only two of them did actually come on. And so we will forego the normal 1 minute summary and we will give the candidates 2 minutes. Therefore, if they have any other things that they would like to address that was not addressed during the questioning session, they can address that at this particular point. So we will begin with Ms. Smith and her summary.
Well, to summarize, me and applying for the position for city council. Once again, my name is Sherilyn Smith. I am number 11 on a ballot of 16 people who are looking for 6 seats next to the mayor, our CEO of our city. So I would like to be considered in any type of way to be part of the team so I can help the city and be a voice for the voiceless, help add to the gap that we do have in our city that, well, we don't really have, we have a gap in our city, you know, when people don't feel as if they can talk to the members of council, they can't talk to the police chief, and they can't talk to the mayor. I want to be able to help bridge that little gap to let everybody know this is your city, and we'll be able to work together. We'll be able to talk together, and any situations that we have that we can address, we will address it.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Ms. Walker, you have 2 minutes to summarize.
Thank you. Again, my name is Cindy Walker, and I am running for re-election to the Elizabethtown City Council. I have been on the council for 4 terms, which equates to 8 years. I do want to point out that the mayor's office, as well as all the council members, have an open door. We do expect you to reach out to us. I think I mentioned earlier that when we have our city council meetings, it's not just from the mayor and the council to sit there to no audience. There's nobody comes. So it makes us all think we're all doing a great job. We know there are issues out there, and we want everybody to know that the police chief you can talk to, you can call Cindy Walker, you can call Jeff Gregory. We are always open. We are, and as Mrs. Smith pointed out, the council is the voice for our citizens. We are here for you. We don't know there's a problem if it's not shared with us. The other thing about the council that I think is very important is that, or from my perspective, as a small business owner, I do understand what budgeting means. I understand the importance of allocating the appropriate funds to areas that need the funding. And we're very lucky. Our previous administrations have saved a lot of money or put money back, but that's important because we don't want to be a Maysville and have a tornado come through and wipe us out and have no resources. So although there's it appears to be a lot of money in our budgets, it's money that has been earned through taxes, through your property taxes, but it's all being well spent. And I think if you look at the city as a whole, as I pointed out in the past, it is a wonderful place for us to live, work, and play.
Thank you. We thank each candidate for participating. We ask that you, the voter, consider what the candidates said today before making a decision. Do not simply vote because you know someone or because someone else refers a candidate to you. Use the information presented to make an informed decision. Thank you once again, and on behalf of the Greater Hardin County Women's Network and the Hardin County branch of the NAACP, have a blessed weekend.